Students, in this video, we look at some algorithms used for the selection operation in SQL. Okay, so the first and the simple algorithm that we could try is the linear search algorithm. So, in the linear search algorithm, you could scan each file block and test all the records to see whether they satisfy the selection condition. So basically, you'll be reading the entire file and checking whether the selected data in the query is there in the file or not. So the cost for doing this will be BR block transfers, where BR denotes the number of blocks containing the records from relation R plus one seek. Okay. If selection is done on a key attribute, then we can stop on finding the record. Okay. So the cost for such a selection will be BR divided by 2 block transfers plus 1 seek. Now the advantages of using linear search is that it can be applied regardless of the selection condition or the order of the records in the file, or if even if indices are not available. Now, you know that along with linear search, there is a faster method known as binary search. But most of the times, binary search using it does not make sense since the data is not stored consecutively. Okay, so binary search can be used when there is an index available, and you need to remember that binary search requires more seeks than a index search. What is a seek? I have told you in the video for measuring query cost. So please watch that video in case you don't remember. So next type of selection that we can do, okay. Now we are referring to selections that we do in our SQL query. Okay. The next type of selections that we can do is using indices. So using indices means we do a index scan. So the search algorithms will be using an index. So the selection condition in the SQL query must be a search key of a index, and where hi will be the height of a b plus tree. Okay. So what is indexing? Just to give you a brief idea in case you don't know, indexing is a data structure which allows you to retrieve records from a database file in a very quick fashion. Okay. The index is basically a small table having mostly two columns. The first column is a primary or the candidate key of the table, and the second column is a set of pointers which points to the address of the disk block where the specific key value is stored. Okay, so an index takes a search key as an input and returns a collection of matching records. So for example, you can look here that we are having an index key, primary index, okay, which is basically having two fields. Okay, the first field here is the primary key, and the second key is a pointer to the table where the data is stored. If I say 5, then it will point me to the table where the primary key 5 is stored, and along with that, based on the selection, the data will be selected. So basically your block 1 contains the primary keys which are 5, 6, 7 and 3. Block 2 is having the primary key 4, 23, 27, 55. So basically here the primary index will be pointing you to the start of the block. Okay, similar to the primary index, you will have something known as secondary index. The primary index plus another table which is will be having a set of pointers, so you will be having secondary index. Indexing is not part of this. Okay, in order to keep the video short, you can refer to your textbook and read about indexing. Okay, it's not part of your syllabus. So this just to give you an idea of how indexing works. Okay, so indexing is basically used to make your searching faster, searching or retrieving records faster. Okay, something like hashing. You have learned hashing in your previous lower semesters. You know how hashing can be used. Something like that is indexing. Okay, hashing also can be used for indexing. So let's continue and see how to do selections using indices. When we talk of selections, we are talking selections of the query that we use. Okay, when we are using the select in SQL, maybe for example. So the algorithm that we can do for selection using indices is the primary index. Okay, something like this, primary index, and we are using the equality condition on the key. In that case, we can retrieve a single record that satisfies the corresponding equality condition. So whatever equality condition I have mentioned, whatever record satisfies that, we can fetch. The cost for that will be hi plus 1 into tt plus ts. So tt we have already discussed in the measures for query cost. The tt is the time for the block transfer and ts is the time for the seek. Okay. The second type of selection that we can do is primary index equality on a non-key. So suppose we use a condition, equality condition on a non-key attribute. Then we can retrieve, suppose, multiple records, assuming that the records will be on consecutive blocks, where B is the number of blocks containing the matching records, then the cost will be given as hi into tt plus ts plus ts plus tt into b. The fourth algorithm that we can look at for selections using indices, secondary index equality on non-key. So in that case, we will retrieve a single record if the search key is a candidate key. The cost for it will be hi plus 1 into tt plus ts. Or we could retrieve multiple records if search key is not a candidate key. So in that case, each of the n matching records may be on a different block. Then the cost for that will be hi plus n into tt plus ts. So the cost for retrieving multiple records can be very expensive compared to the cost for retrieving a single record. Next, we can see when we are selecting records wherein we are doing some comparisons. Okay, so when we are selecting records, we select salary from table where salary greater than or equal to 75,000 or where salary less than or equal to 75,000. So those kind of selections, okay, where the value of the attribute is less than or equal to the v, okay, or greater than or equal to v from the relation R, then we can apply a linear file scan, or we can use indices in the following way. So we can use primary index and the comparison where the relation is sorted on A. Okay. So if we are checking for a selection where the value of A is greater than or equal to V, we are selecting such a tuples, okay, from R, then we will use the index to find the first tuple which is greater than or equal to B, the value. Okay. And from there sequentially we will find all the data. If we are selecting the values A less than or equal to B from the relation R, then we could scan the relation sequentially till we find the first tuple which is greater than B. So we do not need to use the index in this case. Okay. Or we could use another algorithm where you are considering the secondary index and the comparison. So in that case, for the case where the values are greater than or equal to V, then we will use the index to find the first index entry greater than or equal to V and scan the index sequentially from there to find the pointers to the records. For all the second type of selections where A is less than or equal to V, we will just scan the leaf pages of the index to find the pointers to the records till the first entry is greater than V. In both the cases, we will retrieve the records that are pointed to, okay, requiring an IO input and output for each record, or the linear file scan, which may turn out to be cheaper. So suppose now we want to do complex selections. So we want to do conjunction. Okay. So conjunction means basically using the AND condition. So when we are doing a selection involving the AND condition. So suppose we are doing conjunction like this. Okay. Select theta 1 and theta 2 and so on till theta n from the relation R. So we are using multiple conditions. Okay. AND conditions. So we could use an algorithm like this to do the selection, okay, using one index. We will basically select a combination of theta I and any one of the algorithms that we have studied previously from A1 to A7 that results in the least cost for the selection of theta I from the relation R. Then we will test the other conditions on the tuple after fetching it into the memory buffer. The next algorithm that we could use for conjunction is when we are using composite index. So we could use appropriate multiple key index if it is available. The next type of algorithm that we could use is by doing a selection by the intersection of identifiers. So in this case, we would require indices with record pointers, use the corresponding index for each condition, and take the intersection of all the obtained sets of record pointers. Then based on that, we can fetch the records from the file. If some conditions do not have appropriate indices, then we apply the test in the memory. Okay. The next type of selection that we could do is for complex selections. Okay, is disjunction or the OR condition. Okay, so we want to apply the OR condition of this type. Select theta 1 or theta 2 or till dash 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 till theta n from the relation R. Then we could apply an algorithm like this where we are using a union of identifiers. Okay, so it is applicable if all the conditions have available indices. Okay, otherwise we could use linear scan. So when we are using this, we could use a corresponding index for each condition, and then depending on the result that we get, take the union of all the obtained sets of the record pointers. Then we could fetch the records from the file. Suppose we want to use negation. Okay, negation, not condition. That time we could use an algorithm that is based on taking a linear scan of the file. Since very few records satisfy the not condition, not theta, and an index is applicable to the theta, we could find the satisfying records using the index and fetch from the file. Okay. So thank you for listening. For I hope you have understood the different algorithms that we could apply for the selection operation. Okay, thank you for listening.